We're going to go ahead and start this panel up right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this panel, we're going to be talking about the BIPOC-owned businesses and is the Metaverse the new gold rush? And with this, we got a distinguished panel with us today. Starting off, I want to start with Tony.
Sure, Tony
Please.
Salazar. I'm with Freedom TV. We're all about DeFi and the DeFi space, educating our brothers and sisters, right? Brown and olive colors, right? Purple too. About this whole space because it's a whole new frontier, and we definitely want to be in that, right? And so we can take over, right? Because back in the day, right, it was white men making decisions. No longer, right? We want it to be more diverse.
I love it. And then next up, we have
Girish. So I'm the co-founder of Create Protocol. It's like a one-stop solution for all the creators on a single dashboard, where we are bringing equality for all the creators, bypassing the middlemen and agents and labels in between, and bringing the power back into the creator's hand. Yeah, so BIPOC community, we are like there for you. We were in Jamaica. We worked with Bob Marley Foundations. We are working with so many different communities and bringing them equality through our console, through our product.
Love it. And last but not least, we have Askia Taylor.
Underwood.
Underwood, that's right.
I'm married now.
Come on now.
I'm Askia Underwood. I am an expert strategist. I work in digital. My background is in digital strategy and content monetization. I work for a firm called Maroma Project Factory. We're a Sydney-based global product development studio. So we build products that help brands monetize audiences on Web3. Nice.
So I want to start this off with this basic question, but very impactful. Should BIPOC-owned businesses get involved with Web3 and the Metaverse? And I think, first and foremost, why? So, Tony, would you like to start that off?
Sure. I mean, I kind of said it already, right? So this is a whole new space, whole new technology. I mean, it pretty much started in 2008, but now there's infrastructure, right? And so you want to represent your community, right? And why? Because in the future, I feel like I'm in a deja vu, where I remember when the internet came around in the 90s, and people were like, a website for a business, for a restaurant, what for, right? Now everybody has a website, right? Everybody's on social media, and you cannot sell without social media now. So this is the next generation. This is Web3. This is going to be the next evolution of the internet. So if you don't know how to interact and how to actually create your new customer base, you're going to be left behind as a business owner, as even a person, right? Interacting with your financial, right, basis.
Thank you so much. Askia, I'd like to have you chime in a little bit further on that. Brands, when we look at brands both in the Latino space as well as the African American space, how can they leverage Web3 to excel and monetize?
Okay. I love to point at culture, but we talk about multicultural when we talk about Web3 because multicultural audiences are the early adopters of innovation, okay? So when it comes to ideating, curating, designing these spaces that will be immersive and experiential, if we don't build them, we will not adopt them. And if we don't adopt them, they won't work for anybody else in this space. So it's really important that we leverage our audience, our culture, and put it in a space where we can port it everywhere.
Let's go a little further on that. Let's take a popular brand here in LA like, I'm just going to go with Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle. Why would they need to get involved with Web3 and or the Metaverse? The serving spoon. Why would they need to get involved with this?
There's two reasons. One is to...
Harold's Chicken.
He's just naming a bunch of
Ebony Magazine.
Southern food restaurants that I should not be eating at right now as I'm trying to lose weight. But what's important about Roscoe's specifically, he always uses this as an example with me because I say the same thing, right? Roscoe's is a global brand. People come here to LA from Dubai and go to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Hello.
Do they need an immersive experience? No. They have a fantastic footprint right here. But if they wanted to capitalize on a virtual footprint, they absolutely could. If they wanted to gamify their experience, if they wanted to connect people, if they wanted to integrate with Bumble and allow people to have dates inside of their immersive experience or their immersive virtual restaurant, they absolutely could. Could they charge for that? Yes. Can we plug in an API so that DoorDash delivers food from a person in LA at the virtual Roscoe's to pick a place anywhere in the world? Yes. So should they, as a hyper kind of local native LA business, maybe not today, but should restaurants be thinking about it? 1,000%.
I want to go further in that, just dive in deeper. When we look at Roscoe, so could the same be said with, for the city of LA, we have a lot of both, we're immersed in culture. So would the same hold true for Lucy's Tacos?
Every restaurant, King Tacos, any franchise brand, any small brand, if you have the money to design an experience, you can do that in Web3. If you want to create a way to duplicate your revenue in a new space that is not tethered to a lease, you can do that in Web3.
Can I expand on a little bit too?
Please, I'd love to hear.
So, for example, do you remember a brand like Fubu? Very diverse, right? Chipotle. So as they started as a mom and pop, right?
Yeah.
But as they went global, more and more customers, they're more savvy now. With the internet, they're more and more savvy. They want to know what you're all about. What is your mission? What is this experience going to get me? What's my reward for being loyal to you? So those are the things that you want to capitalize and help the small owner do that. So even like you have an opportunity to be a consultant, so educate yourself about this space and how you can market yourself in this space as an expert as well.
I love it. Now, how do you compete against the giant brands such as Gucci, Nike, Delta, and those big fashion brands that are already making first waves in the metaverse? They're dipping into the whole Web3 play. How do you, as a local small brand such as Harold's Chicken, such as Lucy's, and Lord knows our Indian restaurants, how do you compete with that? Does anyone like to take a stab?
I'll take a stab. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're a little bit more nimble. What happens with a big corporation like that, they're like Titanic, right? They just go really slow. They can't change their culture. They can't change, their way of doing things, their processes sometimes. So you as a smaller entity, you can kind of you're like the little rowboat going around, or the little, motorboat going around and around in circles with them, because you can bring a lot more to the table, right? And not only that, you can actually make sure that you guys maybe even do a joint venture, right, with these bigger brands as well. Like, for example, remember And One, the line, right? They did a joint venture, at first, to go global and to do a global phenomenon, right? NBA got onto that. That was a big corporation, and they went on to when they had the strike, the NBA strike. So And One blew up, and that's why.
I love it.
I'm giving you examples. Yeah.
This is a real diverse panel, and one of the things that I pride with Tech with Soul is that we bring the culture to the table. And as you can see, we got a Latino, we got Indian, we got African American, we got Jamaican in the house, and we in here. I want to ask each of you guys individually, and perhaps whoever wanted to start it off, what does Web3 mean to the culture that you serve, that you're from?
I'll go first.
Representing for the black folks.
Representing for women, period, all
Women.
humans.
Okay, women.
Representing for entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Strategists.
All
period.
right.
Okay. Web3 represents the future of money, future of your income, future of diversifying everything when it comes to whether. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Web3 represents the biggest opportunity we've had in our lifetime. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter what you look like, because you can change what you look like and anonymize what you look like in Web3. Does not matter. It is the biggest opportunity for us to eliminate bias. The biases that we face every day, that we raise our hands and go, I'm facing this obstacle. How can I help my community jump over this obstacle? Web3.
Yeah, so for me, like, I'm a serial entrepreneur. So if anyone who wants to work hard and want to make it big and want to showcase and raise funds or build a community, so it brings equality among everyone. The equality, the Metaverse bring equality, the Web3 will bring equality, the decentralization bring equality among everyone who is associated to a platform, to a project, to an initiative, that everyone will have the profit division, the power, the ownership, the decision making, right? And that's how we solve it in the creative industry, where we remove the middlemen, we remove the label in between, we remove all the people who are taking different margins and making it unfair for all the people. So the fair system, the ecosystem, the decentralized ecosystem it is, the better sustainable it will be.
I'm Mexican American, and I'm gonna say in one word: legacy. You know, because in a Hispanic culture, family is a big byproduct of us. We like to be family oriented, right? So now you can create this legacy, you know, entrepreneurship, power, right? Mainly financial power or leverage in your family. Now, also, through your products and services, you have your network, right? Which is your extended family, right? And if you treat them that way, you're going to make a lot more money. And that's what do you want to create? What legacy do you want to create? You know, in your, you know, as a new BIPOC person, right? In this world where, like she was saying, it doesn't matter what tone skin anymore. That's done. Like, we fought and fought for this, right? We're not there yet, but we're getting closer and closer and closer. Where it doesn't matter what tone of skin you got, you have the same opportunities as anybody else to be successful.
Well, with that being said, you know, would you say that why is now the time for the black and the brown to get involved with Web3, NFTs, crypto, the whole blockchain metaverse? And I want to start this off with a skill. What is the entry like for women?
The entry is the same for women, because you just said equity probably 17 different ways, right? Mm-hmm. Web3 is equitable. It's an opportunity to create equity and have an equitable environment for all of us, right? Any person, I speak to entrepreneurs. I don't care what you look like, but I know this. If you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to monetize any part of any digital ecosystem, the multicultural audiences in this country are going to be how you do it. Those audiences love innovation. They're the early adopters of innovation. If you miss that point, bless you. You're missing out on what will be the biggest audience, the biggest monetization opportunity in the entire space.
So how does one get involved with Web3?
Ask me offline. I can give you 20 minutes each if you wanted. But there's many different ways. If you have a website, fantastic. Please make sure that you have the appropriate plugins. Please make sure that you are tracking your data. Please make sure that you are capturing and securing your data now, because when cookies go away, it's going to be challenging. Web3 is going to help you with your audience structure, with audience segmentation, so that you can accelerate conversion. Goodness, if you are a really hyper creative firm or you're looking to be creative, do an AR filter. play around with Web3. Play around with how you are perceived in a 3D space. If you want to build an immersive experience or do a meetup, I love spatial.io. They're fantastic. Easy, really low barrier of entry. I call it the Shopify of immersive experiences, but it's a great way to test your audience. See if it works before you spend what my firm might charge you about $1 million to build.
Tony, now, again, with this panel being so diverse, when we look at the Mexican-American community, would you say that they're very engaged? How do you go about educating them in terms of crypto and getting involved with the whole Web3 space?
Well, everybody's pretty motivated with their pocketbook, right? So I call it the 3 Ps. People, right? You need to understand your people in your network. Understand what are they wanting? What are the solutions you want to bring, right? Then you have your processes. Make it easier and easier for them to come into this space, right? Is it education maybe? It could be on YouTube, maybe a TikTok video, right? Very easy barrier, right? No, you don't have to go, live or anything like that. Maybe even coming to some of these summits, investing in your time and effort, going on YouTube and really educating yourself on what are these things? What is DeFi? I mean, simple things. How do I download a wallet? How do I, a wallet's free now, right? How do you interact with that? How do you open up maybe an exchange or go on to the DXs, right? Decentralized exchanges, and really start buying up a little bit of crypto, right? In understanding so that you can pass along that to the next person, right? And so it's like monkey do, monkey say, right? Monkey say, monkey do. So as long as you are always on the forefront, people are going to start looking at you as a leader in your community. And like I said, it's your family. Do you want to put in would you recommend a movie to your friends or family, right? If they make money, I'm pretty sure you're going to recommend it, right? And that's what I mean by legacy, because then what's going to happen when you're done here on this earth? Who are you going to pass that legacy to?
Nice.
Just think about that.
Appreciate it. G, I want to ask you this. Again, for startup businesses and what have you, if they want to go ahead and get involved with Web3, get involved with the Metaverse, it could seem very way out in space. I don't know what the price point is. Is this sustainable for my business? What is the ROI? How soon could I reap a ROI if I invest in this? One thing that I see as a buzzword, and I'd love for everybody to chime in, is this whole earn and learn, earn and reward. Is that the low-hanging fruit that the BIPOC-owned businesses could probably adapt in their local businesses?
Yeah, that's for me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So again,
anyone can chime in, but yeah.
Yeah, when we say learn to earn or play to earn or create to earn, this whole Web3 is all about decentralization, where you are also getting incentivized for your data which you put on your platform, right? It's not like a centralized system where only one person or the owners or a centralized organization is earning all the profits. So this ecosystem is still breaking down due to some technology breakdowns, some frauds, some maybe the wrong economics of the tokenomics, where the mechanism of the tokens are not supporting the project. So yeah, things are getting better and better every day, where much authentic projects are coming up and people are able to sustain and make big into this ecosystem. And yeah, the BIPOC community is also growing, like people like us who are supporting the creators, and there are so many entrepreneurs taking up and looking at the opportunity. You yourself was showing me that they have got like a $1 trillion, $1 billion funding around that, and people are working on it. So such big funds are being allocated for different initiatives and entrepreneurs to take this up and build an ecosystem and businesses around and give the equality to all the people so that they can own the ownership of these kind of projects and become a part and an owner of that. Yeah, so I totally believe into this and totally support and myself working into bringing this into action.
Nice. Askia, right on. Askia, in terms of the earn and reward, how do you see that impacting, the local businesses? Do you see that as like kind of the low-hanging fruit for engagement?
Play to earn is not new. We call it incentivization.
Creating a way for somebody or a reason for them to do something, a reason for them to watch, a reason for them to purchase, a reason for them to donate, a reason for them to take some action. I don't think that play to earn is much different than a lot of the nodes around creator economy in general. I don't think that consumers need a lot of help understanding play to earn. I think it's really simple. I think where the issue is, the entire industry took a humongous leap forward for mankind or whatever, and they forgot that all of these people back here that they rely on to pay for their products and services don't understand when you talk about crypto. They don't have the education yet. So it's really on brands, right, to educate their consumers slowly but surely and bring them into this space by creating experiences that they can leverage, that they can be incentivized to participate in. You might have to give away your hat a little bit to get them into these environments, but that's okay. Once they get in and they like it, you will find that those are your longest term customers over time.
Well, as a strategist, I mean, I guess this is like a gold mine season for you because brands need help to understand and navigate the whole Web3 space, right? So we can't leave it up to a brand to know what the hell to do.
I don't leave it up to entrepreneurs at all, ever. Like, ever. I don't expect for a person who runs a successful business to understand what my job is. People hire me to go from here to here, typically when it comes to revenue, or from here to here, right? So they're trying to find audiences, they're trying to monetize audiences, and that's my job, to find those audiences, help devise experiences to get them to convert, whatever that conversion action is. So this is a crazy season for sure.
And so that brings up a very big point, and I'm sure I'd love for you two to chime in. Again, it's one thing to get into Web3. It's another thing to have a strategy, right? Because obviously you're in the game to be sustainable and not just to be on a trend because the next person is involved with NFTs. Would anyone like to chime in? And I'd love to, kind of maybe wrap up with taking an existing brand and just kind of like shaping that like clay. How do we make this a Web3? And maybe that would kind of paint the picture for our audience.
Sure. I mean, there's many ways. And one of the things that education is, bar none, you got to educate your customers on this whole new space.
We got Lucy's Taco.
Right. Lucy's Taco, hey, they got social, get into the social media, right? Start educating, maybe putting a video, quick video.
Are we creating a gamified approach, right? Just for our audience, for the layman.
Yeah, like a reward. Hey,
Lucy's is a historic brand.
Yeah.
Roscoe's is a historic brand.
Right.
They know nothing about Web3, right? So
right.
that's what we're here.
So you can go in there and as a consultant, or and you can educate them if you're the educator, or educate their customer base so they can get the reward. Hey, get a free taco, right? Free Taco Tuesday. So and so, download this QR code. Get this NFT, right? This is the taco NFT. I don't know. I'm just spitballing, but there's a lot of ways to gamify, right? How to get into the space.
And so that's moving beyond kind of a one-dimensional play of
course.
business.
Yeah.
And
that's where you're talking about your strategy, right? To go to market.
That's where Askia comes in.
Yeah, that's where she comes in, or yourself as a consultant saying, hey, maybe we're going to take this low-hanging fruit. And sometimes you got to test it out yourself, right? Making sure
trial and error.
Try and error. Dive in. Just dive in.
Strategy is an important word. We throw it around a lot. But for this conversation, I want to make sure that everybody understands
There's so many different types of strategy. Web3 is part of your innovation strategy, your monetization strategy. Could be a part of your creative strategy, but it's really about you taking what you have and moving it forward. So if you don't have an innovation strategy, you haven't even thought about one, grab me. I'm happy to kind of talk to you about what that is and how you can implement one. Business strategy is different though, right? This is not a business strategy unless you really understand the tokenomics around Web3. That is the part where entrepreneurs can be really special if they are diving in and making sure they really understand what an NFT is, if they have an audience for an NFT, if they have users that are going to download what they want, if they have the proper incentive in place. So be mindful around strategy, because I hear people use that word a lot, and outside of the proper context, you just tend to have the wrong behavior around it. So grab me if you have questions.
Right. And that's a perfect cue. We're going to wrap up. If they want to find you, Tony, on social media, where do they go?
freedomtv.info. That's our website. You can check us out on YouTube as well, freedomtv.info. And it's free video content, education about DeFi, Web3, all the space, music, NFTs.
Good stuff. One of the things that I want to let everybody know, Tony is also the founder of PostCon,
Conference,
which is also a blockchain Web3 conference based in Las Vegas, successful event. Very proud of Tony as a Mexican American producing that event, something that we don't see too often, right? And
especially in the tech industry.
Especially, come on now, and that's that tech with soul aspect that you got. So, shouts out to you. Look forward to next year.
Absolutely, thanks.
And you already let them know where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn as well, Anthony Salazar, Freedom TV. You can find me on Twitter as well, freedomtv.info.
Right on. G, talk to me real quick. Representing for the culture. Where do they find you on social media?
So yeah, I'm on. So people can search about our project, Create Protocol on Twitter, or go to our live product, which we are live on 6 chains and helping all the creators for free right now for next 2 months, where you can come create your contracts and distribute it and see the analytics and sell it. So creatorconsole.com. And we are coming with a 90 project ecosystem. So you can buy food, go into the space, buy music, sell clothes, retail, property, everything. So we are building a whole big ecosystem around it. So yeah, you can search it. Come to us, and my Telegram is Virtual Almighty. That's my Telegram. You can come and follow us there.
Thank you so much,
Thank
man.
you.
You got something real disruptive going on. Last but not least, we got Askia.
I'm on LinkedIn. You spell my name Askia. My last name is Underwood. Always on LinkedIn, almost every day. So that's the best and fastest way to find me.
Right on. And now, what new projects are you working on? I know you're always busy.
Today, we are building an immersive men's clinic. We're scoping that today. That's what I was trying to work on before we jumped up here. So we work in health. My firm is Marona Project Factory. We work really well in health. We have a lot of great clients there. Health is fantastic.
Yes.
If you are thinking about telehealth or virtual clinics or triage, and you want to build one, we are doing those really rapidly, and they are highly monetizable, and insurance companies love them. So free tip for you.
I love it.
But yeah, so health. We're really focused on health, retail innovation.
And you've let everybody know how they can find you on social, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram.
LinkedIn. I'm not on Twitter. You will not find me on Twitter. I forgot
Twitter
to
for
delete
you.
my account, but you will not find me there.
Got it. I love it. Well, I want to thank you guys for your time, the wisdom
Thank
that
you.
you
Thank
guys
you,
have
Mike.
shared. Can everybody give a round of applause to this awesome panel here? Yee! Let's do a quick photo.